This is Say More with Carla Pesono. Today we have co-owner of one of the most iconic restaurants in the New Orleans area, serving Creole-Italian cuisine for now 80 years in West Wego, Louisiana, Mosca's Restaurant. Lisa Mosca, welcome to Say More.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
I love running into you all over town. But wait, first, Mosca or Mosca?
So we say Mosca. Most of the city says Mosca. And
the whole city says Mosca.
They will fight you for that pronunciation. But the family says Mosca. In Italian, it's Mosca. Both are accepted. You can get in with either pronunciation, so no worries.
Yeah, but if that's the pronunciation, I think we should all be saying Mosca. It's pretty easy. It's not like it's complicated. Doesn't it mean fly?
It means fly, like a mosquito fly.
Like a mosquito fly, yeah. I love that. Okay, so your ancestors are not from, even though most of the ancestors of the Italian culture in Louisiana are Sicilian,
yes,
you're actually Italian.
Right, we're not Sicilian.
So explain how you guys landed in New Orleans.
So my family's from like the central Adriatic coast of Italy. San Benedetto del Tronto is the area.
So where is that?
Is the Abruzzo region. So it's like central, like 3 hours across from Rome about, I think.
Okay.
And then it's like
closer to the Adriatic Sea.
Yeah, it's on the Adriatic. So it's a beach town. And my grandmother and grandfather came over and they went through Ellis Island, but they originally landed in the Chicago area. So they actually had a restaurant in the Chicago Heights area, which is like, I think about 30 minutes outside of the city in the south side of Chicago.
So they were married before they came through Ellis Island, or they met here?
You know what? Wow, what a great question. No, they were not married, actually. I do not think they were married. Their families probably knew each other, if I had to guess.
But they were from the same area.
But they were from, yes,
that's
the same
pretty cool.
area.
Yeah.
And then they went to the Chicago area and they got married or got together there, and then they started a restaurant like in the 20s there.
And that's the Mosca name?
Mosca.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was my grandfather, Provino, and then my grandmother was Lisa.
And then New Orleans, it's so opposite of, so how did it all?
So they had 3 children. So they had Nicholas was the oldest, then my Aunt Mary, and then my father, John, everyone called him Johnny. So Nicholas, I think, married somebody in that area, and they had a grocery store. My aunt married, and because they had family and friends down here, so they would come down here and visit sometimes. So when she was here visiting, once she met my uncle Vincent, who was an oyster fisherman. And he was also born in Italy. So she met him and they ended up getting married. And so when they got married, her parents ended up moving down here to be with, because they wanted to be closer to her. Yeah. And then also because the region, the seafood, they liked the food down here. So they came down here to be with her. My dad was in World War II when he got out of the service. He came down here. Nicholas came down here, and then everyone ended up in New Orleans.
Wow.
So really they started the restaurant in the 20s in the Chicago area.
That's wild. Mm-hmm. And is it the same recipes that you're going to find at the restaurant? Or was it completely different?
You mean when it originally started?
Yeah, when it originally started.
Yes, it's always been the same menu.
It's always been the same menu.
It's actually probably a smaller menu because they used to serve, and sometimes we will still do for us, or for holidays, like Cornish hen or quail. They used to serve stuff like that too on the menu. But it was always the same menu.
Okay, so what was your childhood like growing up? Because then they decided to land in the middle of nowhere and it looks like a shack,
right,
down Highway
Roadhouse 90. Yeah, Roadhouse. So my grandparents came down here. They had kind of an over the phone verbal agreement for a restaurant with living quarters above. So it was like a house / restaurant that they were going to move into on the East Bank of Jefferson Parish. But when they got here, the person selling it had children that changed their mind and decided they actually wanted to keep the property. So they were kind of like homeless for a minute. They were like, what are we going to do? Like we came here with the understanding that we were going to have a business and a place. So they were like kind of like freaking out because they didn't have anything at the moment. So that's when this place in the middle of nowhere on Highway 90 came open. And the landlord at the time was Carlos Marcello. So that's the association. Like he was the landlord. That was the restaurant they could get into right away to start making money and start living. So they lived in the restaurant, in the back rooms of the restaurant, and they also ran the restaurant. And at the time, like literally they just cooked for whoever at any hour, like whoever came in just to like get their, bearings, like to get going.
Because was it Carlos Marcello's like camp? Like a fishing camp?
So the fishing camp was like down the road.
Got it.
But it was before it was Mosca's, it was Vic Longo's Steakhouse.
So it was a whole nother
other restaurant. And like actually, which is I find so interesting, Vic Longo's son, Vito, is actually at the Harbor. I don't know if you've ever been to the Harbor in Metairie. It's like a bar and grill, like if you want to go somewhere for a burger late night.
Yeah,
really
or like seafood.
He works there still. So like I was talking to him over there and he was like, yeah, that was my dad, Vic Longo, who had the business before Mosca's was there.
What does he say about it?
He just was.
He's just like, that was, yeah.
It was cool. You're just trying to make, I think a lot of people are just trying to make, a name for themselves, make a living wherever they could. And I think, it luckily for my family, it stuck.
Yeah. So. And it stuck for a very long time. Now
very long, yes.
So this year marks 80 years.
80 years, yeah.
That's so wild.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so cool when you go there. For those of you who have not been there, it really is like the shack in the middle of nowhere of Highway 90 in Westwego, Louisiana. Like, you got to be careful. Get an Uber if you plan on drinking.
Yes.
Cash only, family style. You walk in, small house, sit down, and everyone shares the meal.
Exactly.
So what was it like growing up there? Because you literally grew up there.
Yes, I grew up there. We lived next door to the restaurant. Like my entire childhood was at the restaurant. And like, honestly, like it was the best childhood. Like I remember being as I got older, being like, I'm never going to work here. And now here I am. But like overall, like my whole childhood was so fun. It was just like a very, interesting place to grow up. It was, you were surrounded by friends and family and customers of all different backgrounds and just experiences. And I feel like that's a really important exposure for a child to like be around so many different people in a safe environment where like my family's there. I was an only child. I am an only child. So I literally would like go up to customers and be like, can your child come and play with me in the back room? I have a Nintendo. And then they would like come and play with me. But
I love that.
It was so fun. My children are there all the time. I have 2 boys and I'm very thankful that it allows me, that I can bring them to work with me, that they can be in that environment. I think it's like a really cool way to grow up. And I think it's a very educational for them to be around so many different people.
Yeah, just your social skills and like just being around, like it's family, it's community, and you meet so many people.
You do. You meet people that you wouldn't normally necessarily meet. Like just it could be, anyone from any walk of life, and that's what I like about it. You just are exposed to a lot of different kinds of people.
Who's the most interesting person you met there?
Gosh,
there's probably so many.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of celebrities that have been cool to meet, like Andy Garcia was in, or awesome. My kids like flipped out over Archie Manning when he came in. They were so excited, and he like signed a football for them, which was really cute, cool. So there's like celebrities, there's people you wouldn't necessarily have access to normally, but then there's just like normal people that are like good, interesting people that they get to meet too, that just maybe like have a cool job or have somebody had like a Cybertruck in the parking lot and they were like, it's a Cybertruck. And,
it's just
and
cool.
they get, it's just stuff like that where they kind of have access to people they wouldn't normally have access to. So I'm very thankful for that.
Are you a good cook?
I like to think I'm a good cook. I can cook. I cook the recipes. My father told me, kid, don't go in the kitchen, otherwise it'll become your job. So I try to stay away from the kitchen. But I do on occasion have to
Have
step
to
in
cook
if
something.
we have like, somebody out or somebody sick, and then I'll be like, all right.
Are there any recipes that you cook for your kids that are special to you?
My kids, I'm ashamed to say, are such picky eaters.
They're like mac and cheese, chicken nuggets,
Oh my
pizza.
God. I'm like, my kid. No, I was like, when I had my first son, I was like, my kid is going to eat everything and he's going to not, and he's going to do, and of course he eats nothing. And I'm like, that's just, karma. Like I shouldn't have said anything. Like,
Yeah.
so like,
But like
they'll
any like
eat-
Italian recipes
So
or
I'll
things that
make
were
like
passed down.
pane chicken, and they like that. Like just like my oldest will eat just like the plain pane chicken. I make white beans, which is not an Italian recipe, like just like white beans and rice.
But that's
with
Louisiana.
sausage, and like
I love
my
that.
youngest really will eat that, and I have a good white bean that I make.
That is one thing that I will eat. I could eat every day is a white bean.
I do. I enjoy a good bean.
Yeah, right. Red beans, white beans, they're all great. What is your favorite food memory as a child?
I have a lot of good memories with my Aunt Mary. So that was my dad's older sister. She would make gnocchi. We'd roll up the gnocchi and we'd cut it, or we'd make, a lot of people remember this who've been to the restaurant. She would make butterball. We called them butterball cookies, but they're like Italian wedding cookies.
We call them butterball too.
Yes. And we would make tons of those and like give them out to the customers. And I have really good memories of rolling those with her. And it was very fun for me. I always wanted to help.
Those are my favorite Italian cookies. When my mom makes them every Christmas, and I literally eat the whole bin.
Yes.
Like she has to hide them from me.
We
'cause
usually
no one's
make
gonna
them
get
during
them.
Christmas,
Yeah.
and people like love them. They're very good. They're just like butter, so they're and sugar. They're so good.
Yeah,
But
with the powdered sugar.
with the powdered sugar.
Yeah.
Yes.
For
So-
your gnocchi, you do like the potato gnocchi?
Yeah, my aunt would do like potato, and I don't. It's been forever since we've made them, so I need to probably make them again.
We should
soon,
make them
but
together.
That would be fun.
I make it with to make it easier sometimes if I just want to like throw it together with ricotta.
Okay.
Like do it a ricotta and gnocchi instead of the potato, you do the ricotta cheese.
Yeah,
and-
she would do the potato, but like I just love them anyway, really.
Me
But we
too.
would put the red sauce on them.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't, because I think a lot of people do like the brown butter gnocchi and
Yeah,
stuff
down
like
here
that.
they do brown butter with
Yeah.
sage, or like you see it all over restaurants, or like with the little crab meat. I'm with you.
We
the
would just
sauce.
do like the red sauce, and I love it with like cheese on it. And then we would do like polenta a lot. They would do polenta with the red sauce on it. And that was my
Yeah.
favorite. I loved that.
Polenta is more of a northern Italian dish. We didn't. So my family's from Sicily and outside Rome, but from growing up in the Northeast, polenta was never on the menu. Did you? But down here, you see it like a good bit.
I see it more now, I feel like, in places. But like I would just it was like a go-to, like they would make it really quick, and we would have that, and I loved it when I was little.
Oh, I think it's delicious.
Yeah, it's so good. It's kind of like a grits
Yeah, it's like a
consistency.
grit. Yeah, creamy.
They would also make tripe a lot, which I remember when I was little, I was like,
Tripe.
I'm good. It was like the stomach or whatever of the cow, I think. A cow stomach.
Oh, I don't know. I never had that.
I would be like, I'm good. I'll pass.
So Italian food is like, do you guys? So do you cook it mainly like all the time, like with your family and stuff, or?
Like we'll do like certain things. Like my mom does a really nice like spinach and ricotta lasagna, and we'll do like chicken parm. But like a lot of times I'm like, I want like something else. Like
I know because you're around it all the time.
Yeah, because I'm around it all the time.
Yeah.
Like I love anything kind of like ethnic, but that's not Italian.
Yeah.
Like Mexican or Asian or anything. Like I love.
Oh, I love Asian.
Yeah.
Thai is so good.
Thai
Or
food.
Peruvian.
Yes.
I love just like, do you love seafood?
I love seafood. Like
Yeah.
any kind of seafood I love. So
It's so good.
boiled kraut. Like I just love stuff that like maybe we didn't eat a lot when like for family dinner, but that's like kind of more like New Orleans-y. I love anything like that.
Oh yeah, same. So it's funny when you go to the restaurant and you like order the food, when you think, oh yeah, this is an incredible Creole-Italian restaurant, but when you see the menu and you get the food, it's not what you would normally think of Italian food.
Right.
Don't expect a bunch of different pastas, pizza, antipasti, arancini, like your traditional, what you think of Italian food. Even when you go to Italy, I mean, you're getting things like, of course, oysters mosca, chicken alla grande, shrimp mosca, spaghetti bordelaise, and that marinated crab salad are all must orders. You sit down, you eat it
Yes.
as a family. So explain where these dishes came from.
I think, like at the time that they came down here, it was like those products were not expensive or hard to get products. Crab meat, oysters, shrimp. Now they're like super, right? Like oysters are super expensive. Like all the seafood's very expensive. But at the time, or so I'm told, like they were easy to get, fresh, and not super expensive. So it was like a perfect protein to use in all your dishes. And then chicken, of course. And they had steak or ribeye or stuff on the menu back then. But and they just, chicken cacciatore, that's like a hunter's chicken, they call it, right? That's more Italian. You have spaghetti and meatballs, that's Italian. But the rest are kind of
your own thing.
Yeah. It was just they created, based on what they had to work with.
Yeah.
Which is good because you want something that's local. You want local product, right?
Right.
So, and that's what they did.
So can you see these recipes from the region your family is from in Italy?
I think
or they're all like really your own?
I think the chicken dishes are going to be like regional. I think the rest, like not, it's Italian, but it's not, sometimes people will be like, where's the chicken parm? Where's the veal parm? And it's like, it's not, we're Italian and it's Italian, but it's not like Italian, like that you might expect to see in like an Italian-American restaurant, probably.
Exactly. It's really its own beast. Like
it's kind of its own thing.
Yeah. Like people always ask me, being Italian, like, oh, so how is Mosca? Is like, what's it like? I'm like, you're going to go there and it's such an experience and you're going to get food you're never going to get anywhere else. It's that rustic family style.
It's very rustic. Food. I tell people it's rustic. It's meant to share, and like you try to guide people. Not everybody wants to share. Like sometimes they don't understand. They are like, no, what? I'll just get my own. Sometimes they just know how big it is and they just want their own, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it's the best is if you just come, you order almost one of everything you can get away with doing if you have like a group of 6.
Yeah, just order it all.
6 or 8, order it all. You try all of it. And just, that way you can try everything. You see what you like, what's your favorite. And when you come back, you can focus on that next time, or maybe you like all of it. Because I have people, that come in and they say, what should I do? And I say, if I was you, this is what I would be ordering for a group of this size. And they go, great, let's do that. And I'm like, you got it. Like, and that's the way to do it.
Is the number one dish the oyster mosca?
I would say oysters, crab salad.
Yeah.
You start with the crab salad. We don't have appetizers. This crab salad's our
It was
appetizer.
so funny when I went in there, I didn't order it. And Lisa's like, oh, I'm bringing out the crab salad.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes, I did. I was like, I'm just going to bring it to you.
Yeah, you're like, you need to try this.
Because it's iceberg lettuce and some people are turned off by that, but it like just goes with what
it's refreshing.
It just is what it is, and it's great the way it is. I will always have a salad. Like if I'm like, what do I want to eat? I'm like, I'll have a salad.
Yeah.
Like it's light,
Yeah, it's delicious.
So
the oyster mosca would probably be
oysters,
number one.
Spaghetti and meatballs, everyone kind of loves. Spaghetti and meatballs and the oyster.
How do you guys make your meatball?
So we just do all beef.
Okay.
All beef, bread, soak the bread.
Oh, you do all that with the milk and stuff?
Yes, with milk and Parmesan and garlic and salt and pepper. And then we'll put some breadcrumbs in as well.
And cheese?
Eggs, cheese.
Yeah.
Mix it all up and then we roll them. Yeah. And then we bake them.
Yeah, growing up, we did always beef, pork, veal for our meatball. Or just like beef and pork if you can't get the veal.
We used to put a little pork in it, and then just over the years we kind of cut it out. Because sometimes
also a lot of people don't
eat
want pork.
Yeah, and it's really doesn't make that... I feel like it doesn't make that big of a difference, and like a lot of people don't eat pork, and it's just...
It's true. If you do the meatball right, you won't taste the difference. Like you could make it still nice and tender. Right. Because the pork really just adds that like grease and that like butteriness to the meatball. But it's still really good, Okay, so the oyster mosca, how do you guys make that?
Well, I can't tell you because they're probably watching me right now.
Yeah. So all the dishes, obviously, who has the recipes?
my mom just, it's all just like, none of it's written down really.
None
like
of it's written down?
Yeah. And so somebody like, people be like, can you send the recipe for the chicken? And I'm like, Mom, can you just tell me like, and she's like, I don't know, like, like about this much of the, and then when we show people, that's how we show them, like, and so they know just how to do it based on like how it should look.
So nothing is measured out.
Nothing is measured.
That's
Nothing's
so
measured.
friggin' Italian.
Yeah. To this day, like nothing's measured. And like the recipes I have online are me going like, Mom, like how much do I write? She's like, I don't know, like a tablespoon, like a teaspoon. Like, and just
That's
us trying to
exactly
like
how my mom
see.
is. When I try to replicate a recipe, I'm like, Mom, how do you do it? She's, I don't know, just this, that,
just
little
that,
bit.
Yeah.
But then wouldn't it make it inconsistent in the restaurant?
I think everything's really consistent. I think it's just like, because you just know, like
you just know
what you're supposed to put in. And everyone that's been, I mean, maybe we should measure it out, but like everyone that's been working for us has been working for us for so long that it's like, they got it. If they got it, they got it. And we taste, like, I'll be like, make me a chicken.
Okay, so how many people have the recipe?
Me, my mom, and the people who cook it. And then like,
so how many people? Like 3 more people?
Maybe 5. But like
5?
A lot of people will, I have like a recipe written out online that's like an estimation of what it is. But like, depending on the size of the chicken and just like, what you like.
So no
maybe
one can really replicate it, even if you put that online.
Like, you can replicate it your own way, but like, I mean, it's never the same when you go to your favorite restaurant or go to a restaurant you love and they cook something for you, it's like the best. And it's like when you try to remake it at home, it's like not quite, because it's like a bunch of factors. It's like the food and the people there and like being with people you love and the atmosphere, it's like a lot of different things, I think.
It's so true. Mm-hmm. I always try to make my mom's sauce and I can't get it right. I'm like, Mom, write it down. Everyone tries to replicate it. It's like the meatball, right? My grandma made her meatball. Then my mom makes her meatball. And then my aunt makes a different meatball. So everyone's meatball tastes different.
Yes. And like, I don't know, even when I'm like, Mom, can you make me a sandwich? It's like, your sandwich tastes better than my sandwich. It's just like when somebody like is making something for you, there's like, I think just something about it that it's like nice to be fed by someone else.
It's their own little art.
Yeah, it's like a thing.
Yeah. That's so great. So when you guys decided these dishes would be on the menu, you just said, all right, we're not changing it. 80 years later, we're leaving it.
Yeah, like, I mean, occasionally I'm like, Mom, let's do a special or let's do a little something for Lent, a little something different. And we will, but like, people know what they are coming by us for. Like, they're not coming by us for like something
specials,
new or special. It's like they're coming for, this is what they get, and this is what they want. And like, we'll still do occasionally something a little different. I just encourage it because I want to eat it, like, I'm like, yeah, Mom, make lasagna for, maybe somebody will want lasagna. And then I was like, I ate the lasagna. But yeah, we've never really done specials. And, people will be like, any specials? And I'm like, everything's special.
But it's special, right? Because you go there for that meal.
You go there for that. So it's kind of like, if you don't like that, if you don't want that, don't go there. But like, if you like that experience, this is the kind of way you like to eat and the food you like, and you like going with a bunch of people you love and enjoy being around, it's a great place to go, I think.
So how do you think you guys were able to create a menu 80 years later, keep it the same, and still sell out your seats?
I think that's something we talk about, like, because I think restaurants, sometimes it's a struggle for older restaurants to get a younger clientele. So like, as your customers age, you lose your customers, like these older restaurants that like maybe, they just never got the younger group. But like for us, we're lucky because like I've had people who are like the grandparents, the parents, the kids, then like the kids start having kids, and it's very a generational restaurant. And like, I think it's just, people know they're coming for what they're coming for. It's kind of like an experience. It's like not just dinner, but it's also an experience. And I think people I always say, I think nowadays people aren't looking just for a restaurant. They also want like an experience or like an outing. So I think this kind of gives you both. Absolutely. You get like good food, a group. It's a reason to get a party bus or get a group of people together or like take a drive and order a bunch of food. And like, it's kind of an event. And I think it just stuck, people know what they're coming for, and they know what to expect, and they have people they want to bring with them, and parties or celebrations they have, and
which is just
we're
like,
very thankful that they still want to come by us. So.
yeah, it's well, that's exactly it. It's an experience, and if you could tap into that as a restaurant and chef, like you're gold, right? You know, if people want to come there for that, come out of town and be like, we have to go there.
Yeah.
I mean, we just had the Italian Fest, and like people were in, or the St. Joseph Society, you know, the parade and everything. We have people from all over the country, part of different Italian groups, coming to town, and they're like, we should probably go to Mosca's, right? Like, that's what you think when you come here, you know?
Which, like, is amazing for us. You know, we're glad to have, we love our older customers. We have a lot of great memories with them. I love hearing about, you know, the ones who knew my grandmother, my father, like my family, or saw me grow up, or say, like, I remember you when you were this big. Like, I love hearing about that. It's fun. It's special. And then we have younger groups of people, like 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, that are coming to celebrate birthdays or bachelorettes or bachelor parties, and getting party buses, like, are coming, like, all dressed in costume and in theme. And like, I live for that. Like, that is great. Like, I am all for it, you know, like, so we have a wide range. I think we're also a restaurant that can accommodate, because of the way we serve and just the way our style is, we could accommodate like a larger group without it being like an event kind of venue. Like, we can do like 30 people, 35 people at a table without you having to rent the place out, you know? So it's like it's
really family style.
Yeah, it's very family style. Like, because of the way we serve, we're able to do that. Like, if you had to plate 30 individual plates, it might be a different story, but because we serve family style, it's like you're sitting down at a table with your family is how it's supposed to be.
What's one of the craziest memories from the restaurant?
Gosh.
Or maybe a memory that someone has told you.
I'm trying to think of some of my grandmother, because I never met my grandmother, Lisa. That's who I'm named after. And I heard she was like quite like a woman before her time. You know, she was very much a spitfire, which I love. And I think this is kind of funny, but like, so apparently, this is a story I heard. There was somebody who escaped some sort of like, they were in some sort of psychiatric hold or like mental institution, I think, back in the day. And they got out, and they were like hiding out behind the restaurant. And my grandmother, who she like spoke in like broken English, you know, she didn't know. And she like, and I think they might have had a gun even. But she was like, what are you doing? Get out of here. You can't sit back here, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, and they were like, you know, like, she was just very like, did not care. Like, would tell, you know, there's even stories of like customers that would, you know, I think one time a customer put money down one of the waitress's shirts, and she went out there and she like chewed him out. Like, you don't do that. You don't disrespect. And I just love that. You know, I just really appreciate that. Like, I think she was kind of a woman before her time. Yeah. So those are stories I hear of her. I wish I could have met her, but.
Yeah, she sounds like a trip. I think anyone named Lisa is kind of a little sassy.
A little sassy.
Yeah.
Try to be.
So did you, growing up, you mentioned that you were like, oh, I don't know if I want to be part of this legacy or this restaurant, but it really is a legacy now. So how do you feel now?
I mean, yeah, like, so, okay. When I was growing up, I loved my childhood. It was great. When I got to like my teen years, you know, you're like moody and you're like, I just want to be with my friends and I just want to be with my boyfriend. I don't want to, you know, do this. And I think I had some like spite during that period of time, you know, and I went to Loyola for undergrad. I was a psychology major. I went to Tulane, and I had a master's in social work and a master's in public health. So like my whole thing was like, okay, I'm going to work with children, which I love, you know, children I love doing, like maternal and child health. I loved that whole experience. But when I was graduating from Tulane, my dad got sick. And so I was also looking for a job. So I was like, well, let me help my mom, you know, and my dad, because he's sick, like while I'm looking for another job, and then, you know, we'll see. And then it just kind of like, I never we'll see, never happened. And I just like stayed, which is like, you know, I remember struggling with that, like being kind of like, is this what I wanted? I don't know. You know, it's very like, this is something I was born into. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't something I made.
Exactly.
And so, but it's also a legacy and it's also important. And so it's like, I want to carry this on to the best of my ability. I recognize that it's built on the labor of other people, like their hard work, their risk taking, like immigrants, like coming from Italy, doing like that is the sacrifices they made, you know, to build this business for their family. And so, you know, there's a lot of, you know, that understanding now that I'm older and have my own children, like that was a big sacrifice and a big deal to me. And so I'm very happy I'm there now. It is not what I ever thought I would be doing. I love being there. I love being there with my family. I love the people I work with and the customers. So I think I'll stick it out for a while longer. I remember my most favorite article anyone's written of the restaurant was Calvin Trillin. He wrote an article for the New Yorker, and he interviewed me. He came to dinner a couple nights in a row, and he interviewed me for the article. And at the end of the article, he says, "Do you think you'll, you know, end up taking this over?" And he quoted me as saying, "I don't think I really have a choice," which is kind of true, but I'm kind of glad I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like you got to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but also like exactly you understand the importance of it, and but I see what you're saying. Like I can't imagine growing up and like my family has this, you know, famous restaurant, and it's like I'm the only child too, and it's like, all right, who's going to take it over? We need to have someone take it over, and at this point, I mean, you know all the ins and outs, like you already have been like
and
part of it.
Really, like that's my mother too. Like so my father was the Mosca, obviously, but like my mother, you know, after my father passed away and when my father got sick, he was like, you know, you're going to have to decide like what you want to do. It's up to you. Like, I'm fine with whatever you decide. And she was like, I can't just let this go, you know? So like seeing that with her, like she, you know, from the very beginning, like when she married my father, you know, just like embraced, like loved his family, loved, you know, being part of his family. And he was like, you don't have to work, kid. You don't have to cook. You can do whatever you want. And like, so she didn't do anything for a year. She was trained. She was a nurse in the Chicago area. And she was kind of trying to figure out what she wanted to do. And then it's like, she just kind of ended up, you know, she had a background of cooking because her family cooked. You know, she wasn't professionally trained. Nobody was professionally trained.
Wow.
And she just kind of like ended up doing it. And like, she's like, I wouldn't change a thing. Like I believe her. Like, I don't think she would change a thing. It's
amazing where your life takes you.
It's just, yeah. Like you wouldn't even think, like I could never think that I would be where I am now when I was, you know, in college. Yeah. But I think it all worked out for the best.
Oh, absolutely. What was the toughest period in Mosca's history?
Gosh, there's probably several, but
yeah. Like, was Katrina the biggest? Was COVID?
Katrina, I remember, was rough because we were closed for a long period of time because the kitchen got damaged in the storm, and just getting contractors getting it back up. I think it was like 10 months for COVID.
Was there ever a time that you guys almost closed?
You know, we threaten it a lot, but I don't think actually no.
Okay, actually no.
Actually no. But like there's a lot of threats, like working with your mother. You can only.
I was just going to say, how is it working with your mom?
You can assume.
I would kill my mom if I worked with her.
It's a lot of behind the scenes. Like we could probably, I'm like, Mom, we could have a reality show. Like
probably.
It's just
especially
us
Italians.
Constantly. And then like, you know, a customer will want to speak to us and be like, hey.
Yeah, you have to act
you
like.
know, after like we've been like at each other's throats in the back. But I'm like, what are you going to do? I'm an only child. What are you going to do? Fire me?
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, Lisa. But we haven't actually almost closed, but yes, a lot of threats to each other. But
But you're obviously very close with your mom.
Very close.
So you're able to work together.
Yes, we're able to work together.
Yeah, I don't think I would be able to work with my mom.
But it's also like that thing where you'll just say horrible things to each other, and then you'll be like, "Are you hungry?"
Oh,
and then
always.
You'll just like go and
Me and
eat
my mom will
everything.
have a screaming match,
Yeah.
and it's like, "All right, you ready for dinner?"
Yeah, it's like, well, you got to eat. What are you gonna do? Starve? Like just because you're mad?
Yeah, that's
So,
family, man.
yeah, it's good. It's good. It's funny.
Yeah.
Let's say, but COVID, was so weird. Like it's like it did. It's like I think I blacked out most of it.
I know. I think I did too.
It's like trauma. But we did to go just because I'm like, what are we gonna do? So, like we have to do something because like everyone's gonna go crazy. So we just to go, took all the precautions, did that for a while, and I'm glad we did because there's some good stories from customers being like, it gave us something to do, to drive out there. Somebody like, I'll never forget this. Somebody told me, and I remember seeing them in the parking lot, but they ordered a bunch of food to go. It was their birthday. They had a camper and they like had their family in the camper parked in the parking lot outside the restaurant, like eating the food and having a birthday party in their camper. And I was like, that's so like, inspiring. Like I'm just like,
we're gonna do that.
So it stuff like that, you'll have a horrible day and then somebody will tell you a story like that or like a memory. And it makes you feel really good.
Yeah. Your son's going to take over the restaurant?
I always am like, no. Like,
why?
You cannot take this restaurant. I'm like, you need to be doctors or engineers or something you're not going to do. You can do this on the side if you want. Like,
then who's going to do it? Who's going to run it?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'll just have to not die for a while. We'll see.
Yeah, don't die. But yeah, I just feel like this is a restaurant that's going to live past us. Don't you?
I mean, wow, that's like a wild thing to think. Maybe, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
Like it is so cool, like when you've had these restaurants like in the city that have been around for so long.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many we have that are over 100 years, 120
and we've
years.
lost a lot, and that makes me sad. I think of places I loved going as a child, like Tony Angelo's was like the place we went, for all of our like family things, and I miss it so much, and just like that would be sad to lose, some place that holds so many memories.
So then you need to not push him to be a doctor or engineer and maybe take on the restaurant.
We'll see. Maybe one of them. I'll pick one.
Yeah. What has the restaurant taught you about yourself?
It's taught me a lot about myself. It's made me, I think, come more into my personality and the person I am. As a child and as a young adult, I was very reserved and quiet and like didn't want to ruffle feathers, like very worried, and which I still am an anxious person, but like now I think the restaurant kind of like pushes you into a spotlight of sorts and just kind of forces you to be yourself and to like stand up for yourself, stand up for your business, stand up for your employees, like do what's best for your customers, hopefully. Like I think it being a manager or boss of any kind makes you grow up.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you have to.
What's your sign? Wait, aren't you a Sagittarius?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this. When's your birthday?
December 9th.
Oh, yeah, and I'm the 11th. So that's so funny because I'm so like outgoing and like say how I feel. So you were never like that.
I was not like that, and now I feel like I am, and I feel like I wasn't being true to myself because I was kind of like, I was
But is your mom very loud and like?
She's loud enough. She's a Leo. She's very like.
So that's probably
very
why.
Leo.
So you got two fire signs. So it's like if you have a mom like that, sometimes that makes you a little bit more.
And I was like an only girl of an Italian family. It's like be good, listen. And I was very good.
Totally.
Studious. I still am. But now I just say how I feel,
Yeah. Yeah. Was there a moment in the restaurant history you're most proud of?
Most proud of? I was proud of us, of me and my mom. I think maybe it's not like a single moment, but just like us coming together after my dad passed away. It was like he was kind of like a rock. He was very the kind of person where you're like, what do I do? And he's like, don't worry, kid, it's gonna be fine. And even if you're like, oh, okay. Like, he's just a very calming person, like very like always knew what to do, very good, kind person. And like losing him was very, it was like shook us, you know, even though it's like we knew, you know, he was 86 when he passed away, but like it was still like such a loss for us. That us coming together and being able to come together makes me very proud because we're very like, you know, fire signs and like mother-daughter. It's difficult. And so being able to work together and grow together and learn how to communicate with each other in a better way is something I'm very proud of for the best interest of the restaurant and our family and our customers and employees. I think that's...
When did he pass away? What year?
He passed away in 2011.
Okay. And I mean, and so it's been a while, and I mean, you guys are still killing it. So
but I feel like
he's so proud of you. You know,
he's probably laughing at me.
Totally,
but
laughing and proud.
Yes, but it took a while. Like just those, you know, I feel like I'm a late bloomer, and it just took me a while to kind of come into myself, and for me and my mom to get on a good page where we were working together well, you know, because she was always just such a hard worker, so dedicated, so just push forward. And that was something good that I think I learned from her. Like, can't give up just because things get hard. Like, even if you say you're going to give up, she's not going to give up. She's still going to go to work, you know?
Yeah. That's these strong Italian women.
Yeah, very strong, very strong.
We're so blessed to be part of that, you know, be raised by them. You know, I'm so lucky to have my mom that is just, I mean, she raised 4 kids on her own, which is insane.
Yeah.
I can't even think of having, as a 35-year-old, I can't even imagine having a kid right now, which I always thought maybe I would have. So it's like, just to think like, oh my gosh, you raised 4 on your own.
Right.
Like that
they're
is
like something
wild.
else.
Yeah, they're
just like very fierce people.
Very fierce. Yeah. I mean, they're forced to be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it's that like Italian bloodline that gives it, you know? Do you travel back to Italy?
I've been to Italy a couple times. I'm ashamed to say I've never been to my hometown. We still have family there that like we keep in contact with. So I'm like,
where would you fly into if you were going there?
I think I would fly. That's a good question.
Like, and then you would probably have to drive or something?
Maybe Rome, and then I would
Rome,
get a train or drive across. Maybe.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. So where have you been?
So I've been to Venice, around the Florence area, Rome, Sorrento, the Amalfi Coast, and then Capri.
I've done all that as well. What's your favorite area?
I love the South. Like I
Me
love
too.
the South so much. I just feel like it's like real, like the Italian that you like know, like the
like the Aperol spritz and the you know you get the cannoli in Sicily and you ever have delizia limone? It's this dessert in the Amalfi Coast. When you were there, did you get it?
I don't know. What is it?
Oh my gosh. It's like a sponge cake that is filled with a lemon cream.
I don't know if
and it's covered in Lisa,
I know. I'll have to go. I'm going to book a flight. I'm going to have to go back right now.
So it like started in Sorrento, but you could get it all across the Amalfi Coast into Napoli. It's it's the best dessert, I think, to come out of Italy.
Okay.
And we don't have it in America.
Okay, well.
No one's making it.
I got to go. My kids have been asking me to go, and I'm like, we'll see. So now I'm be like, we got to try this dessert. Yeah. Let's go try the dessert.
Oh, you got it. Yeah. For sure. I know it's so beautiful over there. I mean, nothing beats it. It feels magical.
It does, I go there, especially the Amalfi Coast, Sorrento. I just loved it. It was the food. I mean,
I know
you can't beat
and the seafood,
everything
because you're on the coast.
Yes, so good. Everything's so good.
When beautiful. You go out for, what do you think about the Creole-Italian food here in New Orleans?
I just love, I love food, and I love going out to eat, and I love just trying different things. I like when somebody has like a little spin on something. I do love like a classic dish. It's like kind of reminds you of like home, but I like everyone's take on it. I like a little.
So like me being from the Northeast, we don't have, of course, Creole-Italian. So explain to people what Creole-Italian is.
I think Creole, maybe I'm wrong, but I think Creole-Italian is a mix of like New Orleans culture with Italian food. So what's an example? Like, I don't know, like if you had like I don't like a hot sausage might be with peppers. Like we do that sometimes. I'll make a hot sauce patty. We'll do like some sauteed peppers. Would you say that? Like what would you say?
I don't know. I feel like when I think Creole, because it's so different. Like I feel like you go to Mandina's or Pasca Manelli, or
Like they have like the oyster and artichoke soup at Mandina's. I freaking love that stuff. I don't know. It's
oh
like
yeah, like the oyster artichoke soup.
I mean, it's an Italian restaurant, but like
But it's like you're taking. I think Creole-Italian is when you're taking the local ingredients and mix it and
yeah.
infusing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have seafood, so oysters, fish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, what's a fish dish that is Creole-Italian? I guess if you did like a Parmesan crusted red fish,
Yeah.
or like, which is so good,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I also think Creole-Italian is more hearty.
Yeah, or like spicy, less light maybe.
It's not light at all.
Yeah, and more spice
Yeah.
filled. Because I just like always in my head I thought it was like a combination of like New Orleans food with like Italian food.
Yeah.
Open to interpretation, maybe like
Yeah.
you have some artistic license with that. Like
Yeah, I agree. That's so funny. I'm like asking you, and you're like, wait a second, what is it? Because I guess that's
it's like I don't know. That's a good.
Because they were also just so influenced. The Italians and Sicilians down here which are primarily Sicilian, were so influenced by obviously the culture that was already there. I mean, we're talking hundreds and hundreds of years
Right.
of you got French, Caribbean,
Right.
you know, the Indian. So it's like all that
Yeah,
mixed together,
Spanish.
and then like the Spanish, and then you have the Italians come in. So it's just you know,
I'm sure like there's people who like deeply study this and know like the sources of everything, but I'm just like it's like New Orleans plus Italian.
New Orleans plus
Like, I
Italian.
don't know.
But it
Yeah.
really is its own thing, because I don't think when you come down. When you come to New Orleans, no one's like, let's get some Italian food, unless it's Mosca's, because it's such a staple, right? Like you don't think to go get it, even though now we got a lot great pizza.
we have some really good pizza.
We got pizza now.
Yeah.
We never
Like,
really had pizza, and that just happened only within the last 4
and suddenly
years.
there's like all these great pizza places. I'm like, this
And
is
they're
amazing.
good.
And they're all really good. Yeah, there's a lot of really
and
great
most of
places.
them are from the people coming from the Northeast coming down here that are like, hey,
I know how to make pizza.
I know how to make it,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna bring it to you guys, you know? Because I think that's the other thing, like, because the culture of the Sicilians down here dates back so long that, and because they had to suppress who they were for so long, I feel like it's not as celebrated.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a good. I recently just went to. This is shameful. To the Italian American Museum.
Yeah.
I have never been, and I went the other night. Like
American
before,
Italian Cultural Center on
Yes.
Poydras. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so cool. They tell all the history of it's Sicilians, which is like I can appreciate, even though I'm not Sicilian, and it's very interesting, and like just the history and like how they were.
How they came in on boat, and like a lot of them died just to try to like create
be
a
part
better
of this
life.
country. A lot of it. I just admire like people from all different countries coming here to make a better life, and like the struggles they go to do that. I think that's very, just very something to respect.
Really special. Yeah, it's something to respect. And look, and now we have a better life because of it, right? But
And we're like, let's
that
go
museum
back
is
to
so
Italy.
great. Yeah, I freaking love Italy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could live there, but I've been going every year for the last 3 years because I
nice.
love it. So I literally went by myself last year.
Oh man.
I was like,
should
I'm
do
going to
that.
go back, go to Napoli because I loved it so much. And I went to Sicily for the first time. My family's
I
from
need to go to
Carini.
Sicily.
Sicily's amazing. And the food and the wine. Like, it's funny, when you're in Napoli, I was hanging around with like a lot of locals, and they said, we think Sicily has the better food. Like, a lot of people
Really?
say that. The Italians say that. I probably just because like that land with the coast, and I don't know, they're just doing things a little bit different.
So I heard that like Sicily still has like a strong kind of like mafia presence. Is that
Yeah, I don't know.
like
I heard that
that's
too.
very interesting
Well,
to me.
Napoli does as well.
And Napoli, yeah. Because
For
like when
sure. Napoli's kind of like,
they were like, don't go anywhere by yourself. Like they wanted me
Yeah.
to have a driver with us who was like / bodyguard when we were there. Like, so I don't know
Yeah.
if that's like just being super cautious or if that's true, if that's still like.
I always felt safe there, but I did know people that have gotten mugged or whatever, but I guess that could be any city. But it is very like scrappy.
Yeah. Like, and maybe part of that's just like the lore, kind of people like feeling
Yeah.
like, oh, we're in like,
And there's like graffiti everywhere. That actually really bothered me. Like these century-old buildings.
Oh, yeah. That's
covered in these ugly graffiti. Like it was really upsetting to me.
Yeah. It's so
But-
old. Yeah. It's like such an old, like, it's crazy to think like how young we are. This country
know.
is compared to like,
Yeah. And life in Italy is so different. Like most of those people end up leaving, going to another city or another country to work because there's not really work there. It's like if you grew up in a family that has a business, you stay for that business or you leave and figure it out. But you can't like create your own job
Interesting.
or
Yeah.
business there. It's really difficult because it's like all family run. So I guess that's like kind of mafia
Yeah.
esque.
Yes.
But if you are in Italy, you either go to Milan or you get out of the country.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, like everyone I met that was young professionals, they're like, oh, I work in Milan or I work in London.
Gotcha.
Like they don't, or they're working for their family,
Their family
business,
business.
which is fascinating.
Or they come
Yeah.
to America.
So we have so
or-
much more opportunity
Yeah,
here.
because there's
that's,
so much opportunity.
That's why I can't see myself living there.
Mhm.
It's such a quiet, like more slower
Mhm.
pace. But hey, I'll visit there all the time.
Yeah.
It feels like home.
It does.
'Cause
I
we're
remember being
Italian.
there and being like, I don't want to leave. Like it's
Yeah.
so wonderful. Like it's so the people, everything.
The cute
So-
guys. I love
The
it.
guys,
Oh, love meeting
fabulous.
my Italian boys.
I know.
You know?
beautiful thing.
But I don't know if I could be with an Italian boy.
Yeah, I don't know either.
They're a little cray cray.
Yeah, my family will sometimes be like, "Let's find you an Italian. Let's get an Italian." I'm like, "Wait. I don't know if that's a good match."
No, that's what I say too. But then people would be like, no, you should stick to your kind, stick to the
Yeah,
Italian roots.
yeah.
But I'm like, I want to kill every one of them.
Mhm.
You know, we're just like go back.
They
and
always
forth.
say that. They'll like my ex-husband was not. I think he was like a little tiny bit Italian.
Oh,
and
so
my
he
mom-
wasn't even really Italian.
Yeah, and my mom would always be like, "You broke the link. You broke the link." And I'm like, "Oh, come on. We're still doing this." Like,
So your
you know,
kids are only like,
they're a little bit more than half Italian.
oh, okay. So
My mom
they're-
will always be, "You're Italian. Tell everyone you're Italian." I'm like, "Can you stop?" But yeah.
They should though. But
But you are.
But you are. What's one thing customers don't know about the restaurant?
What don't they know about the restaurant? Yeah. What don't they know?
What don't they know?
What don't they know? You know, I'm trying to think of something that they don't know. Sometimes a lot of people don't know a lot of things, and we have to school them when they come in. Sometimes
Yeah.
they'll come and not know
Or
we're
like
cash
some like
only.
history moment about the place that maybe people really don't know, or maybe something in the place that like people don't realize is important. Or
So this is like not necessarily a fact. It's simply a lore. But some people say, allegedly, that JFK's assassination could have been allegedly planned at the restaurant. Allegedly.
No way.
Yes, that's what some say. My mom's
What
like,
do you
I don't
think?
believe that. I'm like, well, just say it, Mom. Like,
Why? Because like the mafia were all talking.
I think there was like, and I'm not like big into the mob, you know, the crime boss history. A lot of people are big into like that kind of history, and I think Carlos, you know, there was lore that he had a hand in that assassination because of that administration's targeting organized crime. I think was one of their big things. They're like, I think Robert Kennedy was targeted organized crime, so they were out to get.
And do you believe that? Do your family believe that, or you just don't know,
I just don't know.
or
I would
like want to know?
or want to know. Yeah. And so I think I would say my family does not believe that, and I would say,
Who knows?
who knows? Yeah,
Yeah, because all those people are dead now, right?
because everyone's dead. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do we really know?
Yeah.
And who's gonna talk?
Who's gonna talk? I mean, if you don't see me again, you know why.
What are some what like when you travel or even just local? What are some of your favorite Creole Italian or Italian restaurants?
I'll tell you some of my favorite Italian restaurants. I like all of them. Wait, I always do this, and then I'm like, I
It's
forgot
like which one? Yeah.
this one. I love Vincent's on St. Charles. Like I
Love
love
it.
them. I love the restaurant. I love the
energy,
atmosphere.
yes.
Yes, I love the food. I love everything about it. I love Venetia's Venezia,
Yeah.
however people say it.
Yeah. Staple.
Yes, on Carrollton. I grew up going there. I love their pizza. Where else?
Have you been to Puccinella yet?
I have not. I need to go there.
Okay, we need to go. It's phenomenal. And Chef Matt Hayes is making one of the best meatballs I've ever had.
Okay,
It's that
I gotta
good.
go there. A lot of like also with me, like a lot of the places I love are like older places that I grew up going to, you know, because I have like memories there too. So I need to try like some of the newer places. I'm like, I always
so
find myself
many.
in a like, I like my usuals. I'm like, I gotta like branch out a little and try some different places that I've never been. So that would be awesome. I need to go there.
Yeah. No, you're going to love it. How do you think Italian immigrants help shape the food culture in New Orleans?
Gosh.
Whether that be food, hospitality.
I think probably with both, you know, food and hospitality. Like with my grandparents, when they first started out, they were basically just open 24/7. So like before they had a customer group, they were, so like where the restaurant is now on Highway 90 used to be a gravel road. And now when you go out there, there's not much in that particular area, but there's like neighborhoods that there's developments, there's some, you know, stores down the road. There's a little bit more like when you go towards Luling, but like there used to be nothing, like nothing.
Yeah.
And so they would essentially just be like, if somebody comes and knocks on the door, we're gonna wake up and cook for them. And that's what they used to do. And I feel like
Wow.
that would be quite an extreme type of hospitality, you know, like just feeding whoever needed to be. There was hunters. There was a lot of hunters at that time, you know, that would be in the woods hunting or whatever. They would come. There was the shipyard. So like they would be open to get people from the shipyard in Avondale when they would get off their shift. So there was just, I think hospitality is something, to me, like hospitality is a little different too. It's more like if you go to your like mother or your grandmother's house, like that kind of hospitality where they're like, what are you doing? Where are you going to sit? Sit down. I'll get you, you know, that kind of like a rougher kind of like more like familiar hospitality, not like we're not a refined and fine dining kind of hospitality where it's like,
Which I think when like being from the Northeast and coming down here, like those true New Orleanian hospitality people, they are like that. And I think it's derived from the Italians from the Northeast when they came down.
And like that's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like.
It feels like my childhood. Like when you'd go to an aunt's house or you'd go to wherever and they'd be like, what do you, sit down, have some coffee. Like, what are you going to eat? Are you going to, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's kind of like, yeah, we'll bring it to you. I'm going to bring it to you. You know, like that's like what I think of when I think of hospitality.
I think that's why I fit in down here too, because I'm like, people would call that like abrasive, but it's not abrasive.
We're abrasive.
Yeah,
like my fam, we're more abrasive. Like we're not like a very like,
oh, hi.
You know, hello, welcome. Like that's not what we are.
Yeah.
I love that. I love experiencing that elsewhere.
Yeah.
But that's not, when you come by us, it's going to be more abrasive.
And we still like, I think it's kind of dying with the new generation. So I think it's up to like the millennials and the other generation, the older generations to like instill that in customer service. Cause that is so important in hospitality. Cause that is what New Orleans is known for.
And like, I like being able to like feel like the person I'm talking to is like, they're being authentic, you know, like they're not like, you know, I love it whether you're more refined or whether you're more abrasive, like this is who, you know, this is me and I can connect with you. And like, I like feeling like when I go to a place, I like know them and like they know me and we can like talk to each other.
And it makes you feel important and like that they care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
It's nice to go somewhere and feel like special. Like,
yes. Like, thank you for coming.
Oh, they know me and they remember me or they're like talking to me and, you know.
And that's what makes people go back. Like, obviously the food and drinks are important, but it really is the atmosphere and the people.
Yes.
Because you could get great food in a lot of places.
Yeah, in a lot of places.
But you can't get that person that is working there everywhere, right? So it's so important to have like those good employees that understand that.
Yeah, and we're lucky. We have, you know, our people stick. They used to say, you can't get a waitress job at Mosca's unless one of them dies. It's kind of true.
It's kind of true, right? Yeah, you guys have such a good team. And that is why you guys have lasted 80 years. I mean, you care and
happily like a combination of a lot of things that we are lucky to have, I think.
Yeah. It's really special. I could talk to you for hours and hours. This was such a good conversation.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Thank
it's so love to have you. And it's so, I love, talking to my fellow Italians and just seeing like what's going on. And I'm so proud to be part of this community
I
and
know
see.
it is a special community, and I'm thankful to be a part of it too.
Yeah. All right. Well, we should go to Puccinella together.
We're gonna go
too.
to Puccinelli
All
for
right.
sure.
Thank you, Lisa,
Cool.
for coming on.
Thank you for having me.